Hello. This video will be a brief description of the limbic system as taught to my grandma, who is not a neuroscientist or neurobiologist or even a biologist. This video will be about the limbic system, and the limbic system is the system in the human body that regulates emotions. It relates to the emotional component of learning and memories. The limbic system receives information or stimuli from our five senses. So we are getting from the auditory system, our visual system, our sense of smell, sense of taste, and touch, and all our senses. So then it goes through a series of complex processing and integration inside the brain. And then the brain provides a response. So the limbic system can be divided into a series of subcomponents with technical and weird names such as amygdala, hippocampus, thalamus, hypothalamus, cingulate gyrus, mammillary bodies, and basal ganglia. So this video will focus only on the basal ganglia, which is a set of cells similar in shape called neurons. And these cells are part of a set of structures that altogether we call the limbic system. So one component of the many components of the limbic system is called the basal ganglia, which is located deep inside in the most central part of our brain. So now I'm going to show you my diagram that I did for you. And this is our brain, and this is the frontal part, which we call the frontal lobe, and this is how the basal ganglia looks like. Not with this part, which is the amygdala, but all the things in pink. So this would be the limbic system with many other structures, including the thalamus here in green, the amygdala, and the basal ganglia, and all other structures, but only the basal ganglia is the one in pink. So, and the basal ganglia main function is related to the control of our movement. It can initiate or suppress movement. And the basal ganglia can also be subdivided in its component, and also with technical weird names such as caudate nucleus, which is involved in the movement in loose stem of the mind and eyes, and the putamen is another structure involved in bodily movements, and then the globus pallidus is another weird name, which is the region that sends the information to another region of the limbic system called the thalamus. And it also sends the information from the thalamus to the outer part of the brain. So, and this integrates everything about this specific stimulus, and this part of the brain is called the motor cortex, which is about here in this region of the frontal lobe. So, so in general, basal ganglia, limbic system, basal ganglia, the globus pallidus send the information to the thalamus and then to the cortex here. So we can produce a response. An additional part of the basal ganglia within the limbic system is the nucleus accumbens, which is the part of the basal ganglia that regulates motivated behavior and addiction. If any part of the basal ganglia, which controls movement, is damaged, then we would experience problems with movement, of course. So one example is Parkinson's disease, which is damage or degeneration of the neurons mentioned before that sends the information through a bundle of cables or fibers, we call them axon, to the basal ganglia. So in general terms, the basal ganglia is part of a series of structures within the limbic system located in the most central part of our brain that regulates the control of movements. And this concludes this video about the limbic system explained to my grandma. Until next time, and thank you.